Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use SolidWorks to create orthographic as well as the isometric views. And here are the two parts that we're going to work on today. So first of all, it's going to be a spacer, and the next one is going to be a slide. And both of the projects, the units are inch. So let's do the first one first. So let's go to SolidWorks and create the new part. And so it's going to be a new part. And so let's take a look at the part. So I am going to create the sketch on the front plane, then extrude. So let's go back to SolidWorks. I'm going to select the sketch and select the sketch at the top and select the front plane. And I am going to put my origin at this spot. Then I'm going to draw the contour of the part, such as this, and go up, go to the right, go down. So all the contour here. So let's go back to SolidWorks and select the line and start from the origin and draw it up and go to right, go up, go to right, and make sure all the horizontal and the vertical relations are showing up. So you don't need to add that on later. So make sure they're all showing up. Then go down here and then make sure it's lined up with the horizontal. So you don't have to add that separately later. And close the ship. And now let's give a dimension. So let's accept the lines and go to a smart dimension. And let's take a look at the dimension of the part. So the overall is 4.5 and 1, 2.5. So all the dimensions. Let's go to the horizontal ones first. So the bottom one, so smart dimension. The bottom one is a 4.25. And the top one is 1. 2.25. So the top one is 1, and from here to here is going to be 2.25, and the next one is a 3.13. So from here to the end is a 3.13. Now I'm going to zoom in and zoom out so it's in the center. Now let's work on the vertical one. So the this is 1.25 and this is 2.5. So this is 1.25 and the other one from the top to the bottom is 2.5. And also we have a couple of blues that we're going to work on. So the bottom step is 1.25 and the next one is 1. So go back here, the bottom one is 1.25 and the next one is 1. With that, then everything is fully defined, so it's a good time to save the work. So let's go to File and Save. So let's create a new folder. It's called Q1, and go to the folder and save the part as Q1, which means question 1, and save. And this is the part, this is the sketch, and then we're going to extrude the sketch. So click the sketch 1 first and go to Features tab and do extrude. And let's go back to look at the thickness of the part, which is 1.5. So let's go back to SolidWorks and give a thickness which is 1.5 and accept the change. So looks good to me. And this is the part that I have. And the next thing, we're going to create the drawing. So let's do save first and go to new and make a drawing from the part. So let's make a drawing for this part we just created. And the sheet size, so A size is good enough for us, and accept the size. And all these views, they are all orthographic views. So first of all, let's bring in a front view. So this is A, so click A and then drag it to here. So as you can see, this is way big than what we expect, but that's okay. We're going to fix it later. And just hover your mouse at the top, then the top view will show up as well. And then hover your mouse to the right, then the right side view will show up as well. So those are the three views, and then you can right click of the mouse. So those are three views. So the view is way big than what we expect, so you can click the view, then go down here. So do use customer scale, so you can take a look. So try 1/2. This is probably too small, then I probably want to try 1/1.5. And as you can see, we don't have the option for that. Then you can scroll all the way up and do user defined and do it as 1/1.5 and accept the change. The next step, we could consider to put dimensions on. So there are only certain ways to put dimensions on, and we're going to talk about the rules in the future class. And today we are going to just put the dimensions on the way that the drawing is giving us. Such as, so the front view, we're going to put all these dimensions on, and the right side view, we're going to put the thickness dimensions on. So let's go back to SolidWorks and put all the dimensions on. So first of all, you can go to Smart Dimension, and the bottom dimension here is 4.25. So and the next one, we're going to do the top one. So 2.25 and 3.13. So go back to SolidWorks, and still we're in Smart Dimension. So click this line, which is 1, and the one next to it, so it's from here to here, is 2.25. Oop, messed up. So if messed up, then you can delete it and do it one more time. So from here to here is 2.25. What you can do to avoid this kind of situation is when you dimension, you don't select a point and a point. Instead of, you can select line to line, so that case will be avoided. So let's go ahead and delete this dimension. Click that and hit delete. And do Smart Dimension one more time. Instead of select the point, I'm going to select the line. So this line and this line, and it's going to be 2.25. And the next dimension is from this line to the bottom line here is 3.13. And let's go back to the drawing. So I'm going to dimension 1 and 1.25 and go back to SolidWorks. So from here, it's going to be 1, and here is 1.25. And one rule in dimensioning is dimensions, they're not supposed to cross over. So this is probably a not good way to dimension. Instead of this, I'm going to put this 2 dimensions on the right side view. So I'm going to delete those 2 dimensions and put the dimension on the right side view. So I'm going to select those 2 points and put 1 here and select from here to the top 1.25 and put it down here. So in this way, the dimensions, they're not overlap one on top of the other. And let's go back here and put those 2 dimensions on. This is 1.25 and this is 2.5. So this is 1.25, and from the bottom to the top, which is 2.5. And the last dimension is going to be the thickness of the part. So it's 1.5. I probably want to put it on the top view, though you could put it on the right side view. So I'm going to put it on the top view, which is 1.5. So it says 1.6, means some of my original dimension is incorrect. So what I can do, so it's 1.6, and what I can do is I go back to the previous, my part, and go to a boss extrude and right click and edit feature. And instead of 1.6 there, and I'm going to change it to 1.5 and say OK for that and accept the change. And let's save the work and go back to the drawing. And as you can see, the dimension is going to change automatically. And this is the dimension. So this is probably too far away, so I'm going to move it, make them more close, and move this part a little bit up a little bit, and move the dimensions closer, and this dimensions closer as well. And the next thing, we're going to add the isometric view here. So you can click the view palette, and so it's not showing up. So what you can do is you click here one more time and make sure they're loading here, and now they're showing up, and you click the isometric view and drag it here. So the isometric view does not have to have the same scale with other orthographic views, so we can change the view scale. So before that, so isometric views, we probably want to have a solid lines and shaded with edge. So let's try this. So the display style, and now we're going to go to a custom scale. Yeah, and let's try it just 1/2, which is slightly smaller than our parts, and drag it down and put this a little bit up. And this is the drawing for this part. And save the work one more time. Oh, we haven't saved it yet, so it's make sure you save the both the part and the drawing on the same folder, otherwise it might have issues. And this is the first part. And after you save the work, let's start the second part. So what you can do is you start a new one as well, and a new part, and make sure the units, they are right as well, which is English units. And now let's take a look at the part. So the drawing says this is the front view. So I probably want to draw the on the right side view and draw the shape like this and extrude them separately. So I'm going to draw the part on the right side view and extrude them separately. And let's go back to SolidWorks. So after I'm done this first two, I can close them so I don't get confused. And I'm going to go to Sketch and select the sketch. At this moment, I'm going to draw the part on the right side plane. So right plane, select that. Then I'm going to make my origin from here, this point, and draw the trapezoid. Then go back to SolidWorks and select the line and draw from this point and move up. Make sure the vertical relations are showing up as well. And draw something like this and go down. Make sure they are lined up with the origin. And the next thing, I'm going to draw this line and this line to divide the trapezoid with the three parts so I can extrude them separately. So let's go to lines one more time and draw a line from anywhere. So from here to here, and make sure the horizontal relations are showing up as well. And the next line is going to be from here to here. And after you draw the line, you could hit ESC, so escape. And the next thing, we're going to put the dimensions on. Before we do that, we can save the work. So do save and create another folder that is called question 2. Then go into the folder and name your file as question 2, which is Q2. Then save the work. Now let's put the dimensions on. So I'm going to so this dimension is 0.38, top is 0.38, overall is 1.75. So let's go here, go to Smart Dimension. So from this point to this point is 3.8. Oh, it's not exactly is. So let's double click. So if you see, it has decimal places. So let's put a 0.38, exactly 0.38. And the same thing of those 2 points. Let's give us a 0.38 as well. And the overall dimension is 1.75. 1.75. And let's go back. And I have the dimension. The bottom one is 1.75 and the angle is 30 degrees. So let's go back here, and the bottom one is 1.75. 1.75. So, and here is an angle. So the angle, I'm going to click this line and click this line as well. So recognize the angle as 30. So I put 30 degrees for the angle. Next one is the height, 0.88. So go back here, and the height here is 0.88. So after I put this dimension, so everything is black and it's fully defined. And let's accept the dimension and save the work. And the next thing is we're going to extrude the part separately. So let's select the sketch 1 first, then go to features and select extruded boss or base and extrude this part separately. So before we do that, let's go back to the drawing. So we're creating a surface on the right side plane, and if we want to have the feature like this, then we would have to extrude on the inside. Okay, extrude on this side. Okay, so let's extrude the top and the bottom part on the left side first with the thickness 1.12. So let's go to SolidWorks and select the contours we want to extrude, because we don't want to extrude them all. So you select the top one, and it's showing up here. Then select the bottom one, and it's showing up here as well. As we mentioned, we're going to extrude on the left side. So I'm going to flip the direction here. And the distance is going to be 1.12. So I put my length 1.12 here. And accept the extrusion. Looks right to me. And accept the extrusion. And the next thing, we're going to extrude the middle part. So first thing is select the sketch. So I expand the extrusion adjust date. Then select the sketch 1 and do extruded boss and base one more time. And at this moment, we're going to extrude the middle part. So make sure the selected contour is gray. So it is highlighted, then select the part. And once again, this is a wrong direction. So I'm going to flip the direction. So if we do that, as you can see, it's extruded right on the plane. And if you look at the drawing, we do need a space here. Okay, we do need an offset. Okay, offset. So in this case, instead of a sketch from the sketch plane, I'm going to select offset. Okay, and the offset distance, if you take a look, so it's going to be 1.12 minus 0.5. That's the space that I'm looking for. So 1.12 minus 0.5. So let's go back to SolidWorks and type in 1.12 minus 0.5. And this is the offset. Then click somewhere else, so it's calculated for us automatically. But it's actually offset on the other way, so we would need to flip over. Okay, so click the flip over, so it's extruded from here. And the direction, so let's go back. So the thickness is supposed to be 0.5. So we can tap in 0.5 as the distance and click somewhere. So this is what we're looking for, and accept the extrude. So this is the part that we want to create. Then let's save the work. And if you look at the part, so this is how you can see from the view orientation. So this is the front view, and this is the right side view, and this is the top view. And if you compare with what we have, it's exactly what the drawing is showing us. And the next thing is we're going to create the orthographic and isometric view. So once again, you select the new and make a drawing from the part. And A size looks good to me, and accept the selection. And we have all the views on the right side of the screen. So we are going to put the front view first. So this is the front view, and we click the front view and drag it to here and drop it down and put your mouse up. Then the top view will show up, and move your mouse to the right, and the right side view will show up as well. And after you're done, you can right click of the mouse, and those are all views. And we're going to put isometric views on as well. So you click the view palette and select the isometric view and put it here. So like we said, the scale does not have to be the same, so we're going to change it. So before we change that, we're going to change the display style. So to this one, and screw the mouse down and do the use custom scale, and let's try it as, so screw all the way up so you can type in whatever you want. And instead of 1/1, let's try 1/1.5 and accept the change. And so if you pay attention and take a look at the top view, so if you look from the top, so this part is supposed to have a hidden line. Okay, so the hidden line should be go here and to the top, because it represents the line here, and if you're looking from the top, it's hidden by the top part, so you will need a hidden line here. So the reason it's not showing up is you use the different displaying style. So what you can do is you select the view, because this is a main view, and you created the other two based on this. So select this, the main view, and change the displaying style to the second one, hidden lines visible, and I click that. So as you can see, the hidden line is showing up, and accept the change. Next thing is we're going to put dimensions on the drawing. So the previous one, we put all dimensions on the front and side view, and this time let's try the same thing, see if it works. If it doesn't, then we're going to fix it. So those are all the dimensions, and instead of using smart dimension, do it one by one. And this time we're going to use model items. So first of all, we're going to select the views that we want to put the dimensions on. So let's click somewhere here and hold the mouse and drag all the parts. Make sure those two views are selected. And now it's selected. And let's do model items. So click this. And those are the two views. And let's do for the entire model and do OK. So as you can see, all dimensions is automatically showing up, but the position is not looking very well. So let's once again select all the dimensions and click that, and your mouse on the right side of the mouse, this one is showing up, which is a palette, and you can select the auto range dimensions, so the dimensions will be auto ranged, and which looks good. And like we said, the dimensions, they're not supposed to overlap one on top of the other. So let's move the 30 degrees a little bit inside so they're not overlapping. And if you look at the top dimension, first of all, they're overlapped. The second one is to give a 0.5 and a 0.62 and the overall. And in mechanical, we don't need to dimension them all. It's going to be overdefined, so we have to delete one. So let's go back to the original drawing. So only 0.5 and 1.12 is they're necessary, so we're going to delete the other one. So let's go back to the part and delete. So select the 0.62 and delete this dimension. And it's at the top, so we probably want to move to the bottom, so use the space effectively. So let's select the drawing, the dimension, and drag it down, and the same thing to this one, and put it down. So here are the dimensions in the top one. And after you're done, you can save the work. and it's a drawing file. So once again, make sure you put them in the same folder and name as the same name, the part and the drawing. Make sure you name them as the same and save the work. And after you're done, that's all we have for orthographic and isometric views. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.